Good afternoon, Dr. Taylor. My name is Nina Castillo, and I decided to do my final project on the structure of the spinal cord. As you can see, my spinal cord is made completely out of candy, and it is in clinical view, where ventral is up here and then dorsal is down here. Let me first draw your attention to the red. That is our vertebral body. Here in the orange surrounding the spinal cord, we have our fat and epidural space. So just like the brain, the spinal cord has meninges, and we can see them here in the green. That is your dura mater and dural space. More interior to that, in the pink, that is going to be your arachnoid matter and subarachnoid space. Now, if you can see, if you look closely, there's a purple surrounding the spinal cord. That is going to be your pia mater. And as you can see, you can barely see it just because the pia mater is closest and it doesn't have any space like the arachnoid and the dura. So I made it a little bit smaller. Here, our spinal cord, we can see that there is a little bit of pia mater. These spaces down here, it's going to be your posterior median sulcus, and up here, it's going to be your anterior median fissure. So as we can see in the anterior median fissure, we have our anterior spinal artery, which supplies to 2/3 of the spinal cord. And then down here, we have our posterior spinal arteries, which are only going to supply to a third, and thus are going to be smaller. Okay, so now within the spinal cord, we have white matter, which is in brown, and we have gray, and are going to be tracts, and then we have gray matter, which are going to be your horns, and it's represented in blue. So up here we have our ventral horns, which are going to be motor nuclei, and then down here we have our dorsal horns, which are going to be sensory. So now let me draw your attention to the side. As you can see in the blue, we have our dorsal, these nuclei are going to turn into fascicles that are then going to turn into a root. And as we can see, we have our dorsal root ganglion. And then up here, we have our ventral root ganglion. So now in the red, so the blue is dorsal and the red is ventral. And then here in the green on both sides, that is going to be our denticulate ligament, which is going to connect the spinal cord to the rest of the body. Now here in the blue, that is going to be the nerve, and that is going to be made up of dura mater. And this is my structure of the spinal cord. Now for the ingredients, I guess, to make this project, or the utensils used, I used fruit roll-ups, Twizzlers, Airhead, a cupcake, sour candy, icing, and food coloring. And thank you so much for your time.